Welcome everyone to It's Funny because I'm looking at myself to see what it looks like when I'm talking. So if I look at the camera like that, I then can't see you or me. But anyway, welcome to everyone to episode 19 of the Relentless Trading Lounge podcast. And we've mixed it up slightly. So if you are listening on Spotify, this is actually on YouTube as well. And in the future, we do have plans to spread this to other podcast platforms. But this is the first time. It's not the first time we've done a video, you and I, but it's the first time that we've done a podcast as a video. And if people are still listening, I'd be amazed, which will be brilliant.
They've already switched off,
yeah, they've already gone.
They've already gone.
They have already gone. But a rare video appearance for yourself, Mrs. Dean.
Yeah.
Miss Dean, sorry. Just married you off.
Not getting married, no. We've not done, because we used to do Facebook Lives, didn't we, and stuff. And then we moved over to just the audio because we both have faces for radio.
Yes, we do.
Let's be honest.
I've shaved and everything.
Oh, proud of you. So did I.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. If you got that 5 o'clock shadow.
Got rid of the fuzz.
And it's nice that you're fully branded up with the Relentless Tiger on the cap.
Oh, wait.
However, let's address the elephant in the room or the lion in the room.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I have another lion in the other room as well. I don't have a thing for others. Came across them.
Felines.
Yeah. I'll try and get a tiger. I really want like a neon Relentless logo behind. So if anybody knows of anywhere cool, they can get one of them.
Pete's got a wooden Relentless logo.
No, he didn't share that.
He hasn't shared that.
Rude. Anyway.
We digress again. And full disclosure, this is the second time we've recorded this episode, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah, some technical difficulties with the last one, so that's why we did miss a week last week, and we were.
But it was Easter.
And we were both away on holiday, so we couldn't correct it. So, apologies for our regular listeners. There was one missing last week, so we're making up for it now.
We certainly are, with a step over to videos as well, which segues us nicely into. We're relatively visible, aren't we?
Yeah, even more so now. Yeah. Here's our faces.
Here's our faces. Like, we're relatively visible on, although I've taken a little bit of a break from Facebook recently, which we'll go into in another episode. But in terms of our website, let's have a bit of a plug, relentlesshub.com.
Yeah.
There is a link to all three owners on there. So myself, Andrew Hankin, you, Vicky Dean, Peter Crow, as well as all of our social media links on LinkedIn and Facebook, and we even pay for the blue ticks and stuff, as well as our company number, which is for everyone to see. And out of all the... FX can be a murky world, can't it?
Yeah, it can, definitely. I don't think that's any secret.
No. And there are some, like, we're not the only visible company in the world, but I think we're possibly the most visible across all platforms in terms of live YouTube 2 or 3 hours a day, podcasts weekly, updates on various social media channels, and you can track us wherever because of company numbers and stuff. But a lot of companies don't do that, which is obviously fine.
Yeah.
But I think when some people you do sometimes hear people roll their eyes when you get into conversations either in the pub or down the gym or wherever, and people go, "What are you involved in?" You go, "FX." So kind of like there is that sort of,
yeah.
It's like when people mention MLM, they go, there's a knowing nod, isn't there?
Yeah, and we've discussed that before, haven't we? Like, I don't even mention it. I just don't. I just don't want to get into the conversation with people, and it's just because they are uneducated in what the space is, and you can't blame them because of all the scams, and we've covered that before. And that's generally people's first introduction to some kind of trading or investment kind of area. As most, I would say, have been unlucky with encountering some kind of dodgy scam, which is just unfortunate. And that's why we exist, to try and change the narrative in that sense, and to create that safe space. And we've been plugging away now for a couple of years, to
A
build.
few years,
Yeah, to
3 or 4 years.
yeah, 4 years we've been running, 3 years as an official company.
Yep.
And yeah, we're just trying to grow to create that safe space for people to come and learn and stuff like that, aren't we?
We are, and I think this has come to the forefront recently, and you touched on it there. I think a lot of people get involved with FX and trading because they think it's a get rich quick scheme, and it 100% isn't. It is a skill, and
Yep.
we try and make it as easy as possible, as accessible as possible. We'll come on to that in a moment. But certainly, what a lot of people, when they first get involved in it and realize that you can, to make a reasonable amount of money in any industry, you either need people working for you or leverage. And what FX does is give you
Yeah.
that leverage, where you can, we'll come on to it in a bit, but past challenges, and what you want as a general rule of thumb is a small percentage of a large number. And when people get involved in that, they want to become what's called funded traders, to either manage 5, 6, or 7-figure accounts, and they do this via prop firms.
Yeah.
Now, certainly anyone, unless they've been hiding under a rock, who's involved in trading, the past couple of months has been a little bit of a bloodbath in terms of prop
Yeah.
firms. It all sort of kicked off when MetaQuotes, the company which runs MT4 and MT5,
Yeah.
kind of said, do you know what, you can stop using our platform,
Yeah.
for various different reasons. And it's just been carnage, hasn't it, for lots of people?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it just, I don't know. It always feels like it's a third party that just causes uncertainty in our world, doesn't it? So
Yes.
we've spent so long building this community of solid education, and then
Yep.
people went through that process of getting funded with my Forex funds, who were very, very
Yes.
trustworthy, very transparent, one of the leaders in the space, and then
Yep.
people
I
got
had 6 figures with them. Yep.
people got funded with them, and then they went, and it's like, oh
Overnight,
yeah,
really,
and
they went, doesn't it?
it's just it seems to be just something out of our control. Sometimes just stops people from potentially winning in those spaces, and I find that just infuriating. There's nothing more annoying to me than that.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's just like you said over the last. But I do think equally it's a good thing what's going on in the space, and we covered this in one of the other podcast episodes, where I think what you're seeing is just this massive cleanup of trying to eradicate the dodgy people in our space. So
Yes.
prop firms, again, it's similar to what people think about Forex. They just see Forex and go scam. And I think, you're getting that with prop firms scam. And it's not. It's just you've got those little dodgy people, which you get in any industry, and
Yes.
that are ruining it for the others. So it's just kind of tarnishing the name of them, and that kind of space. But yeah, I think what you're seeing is a tidying up of trying to clean it up and get rid of some of the dodgy characters behind some of these prop firms. And what you're going to be left with is hopefully the good boys and the good girls running these companies, that are going to be around for a long time to come. And as you said, opening up a lot of doors to a lot of people in terms of helping provide that additional capital, lower risk for retail traders like us, and our members. So yeah, that's
And it's just, there's a big piece around, for me, it was sustainability. You had all these people who were suddenly going, right, I'm going to set up a prop firm, and we're going to be the cheapest, we're going to be the
yeah,
quickest, we're going to have, and it was all marketing, marketing, marketing. And it was basically a race to the bottom for a lot of stuff. And yes, this company might have been cheaper than this company, was cheaper than this company, but if they're not going to pay out,
yeah,
it's
yeah. It's
irrelevant.
a problem.
You you learn the skill, you pass the challenge, you get on a funded account, you make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever percent. you come to the payout and then they go, actually, no, but because it was a week on Tuesday and the moon had aligned with Pluto and we told you in the rules that you weren't allowed to do that, sorry, we're not going to pay you out.
Yeah.
So it was, people would literally banging their head against a brick wall, and there didn't seem to be the trust or the transparency. And I mean, in fairness to MFF, who I used to be funded with my Forex funds, you know, their CEO was relatively visible.
Yeah.
You know, we've asked 2 CEOs of prop firms to come on our podcast, and both have politely declined.
Don't know why.
For, you know, whatever reason, but you know, not everyone knows who they are either.
Yeah, it's just sometimes there's either no names or there could be a name, but you've no idea who they are. Is it real? Yeah.
Yeah. And again, this I was chatting to a member the other day who was. It goes back to. It sounds cheesy, but you've said it a number of times today. It's that safe space that we want to create for people, and you know, there's a risk in everything, not just a monetary one, but a time one as well.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people were treating FX and treating trading like gambling.
Yeah.
Really, you know, and I'm sure there'll be. I don't know if you saw the football last night, but lots of people, you know, may have been putting on various bets in the 92nd minute, thinking that something was going to happen. And then there's 2 late goals, and you know, But if you're treating it like that, then that's never going to work. Whereas what we want to do is create something where you go, well, I'm interested in doing this. Okay, well, have a go. You know, look at this for a couple of months, and then if you think this might be for you, then invest a very, very small amount in this, isn't it? It's not going straight in with the. And you know, I'm a huge believer in education, but I do know lots of people who have had kids who went to uni. They paid their 15 grand tuition fee for whatever reason. Lockdown, different things going on in the world. They've left within the first term. You don't get the 15 grand back. It's a reasonable investment. Whereas with this, we're hoping it's going to be significantly more accessible.
Yes. Yeah. So we've obviously started to offer a few free things, purely for that reason, haven't we? So we got the free basics course that people can get by joining our website, and you can access that. And again, we've said this before as well about just wanting to help people trial. Is this something for you? And if it is, and you're wanting to take it seriously, then you can decide whether you want to move on to the next stage. And we're, again, trying to make that accessible at certain points for people. And I can hand on heart say that the people who have the most success, or that are having the most success within our groups, are the people that are following this kind of journey. So
it's a roadmap now, isn't it?
Yeah, and you have to treat it seriously, like anything, like any new skill you're gonna. I don't know how many times we say it, but it doesn't seem to resonate with people in some ways, and that for me holds them back. I think I've said it before, where you know, if you come into the Forex space, and I don't know what it is, but I think people come in sometimes with this, not ego or bravado, but do you know what I mean? Like they come in thinking, I've looked at these candles for a week and I get it. Yeah, right. This is a red candle.
Buy, sell, sell.
There's a red candle that's going to go down now. All in. But like it very quickly humbles you, the market, and we've tried to put everything in place in terms of roadmaps to say you need to follow this, do the free stuff. Go then, if you want to go through the next step, use demos for like 3 to 6 months. Do it until you prove on your demo to yourself that you are consistent. You can be profitable. You can make X amount % every single month on month. But how many people do we see come in and like after a week or 2 or 3 or 4, they're going for a massive challenge or whatever. And I've said it before, I just wish I could just help them follow this process.
You say help them, you mean shake them.
I said this before, so I was trying to think of a different word. shape.
Not shape them.
Yes,
Help them.
help them. Help them. I mean, wait.
Help them.
Just because the people who are having the most success are the people that follow this. Whether they've been on demo for 12 months, they've saved so much money in that time, not wasting it on challenges for stuff that they weren't ready for. And now they're absolutely smashing stuff. Some people, I don't think they've taken losses for a couple of months. And that's the level that you're going to get to. But we can only advise, and everything's there in our education to support you with that journey, isn't it?
Yes, and you get to choose, where you join that journey at. We've had some people who, let's say middle-aged, my sort of age, who have had success in other industries, and so they're able to fast forward that education if they want to and go straight into the Dean Group.
Absolutely,
which that there is a more significant investment than that.
Yeah.
But if they want to accelerate stuff, they'd rather get there a little bit quicker. But again, aren't investing more that they can afford to sort of write off anyway. But likewise, at the other end of the spectrum, whether people are in a different financial situation or a different age, here's some free, we live in this age where there's so much information at our fingertips. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but what you've been brilliant at is been able to go, okay, here's a short, and it sounds a lot, 20 odd videos for the basics course, but they're only 2 or 3 minutes each sort of thing. But it does need that level of discipline to go, right, I understand this, I'm now going to move to this one. I understand that, I'm going to move to that one. Actually, I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to go back in and check that and ask some questions and then decide if it's for them before then progressing on to getting some indicators, which obviously come with the paid monthly membership and increasing it from there up to. But it can all be done incrementally. You're not diving straight in with not just the uni example. If you're buying a franchise or if you're setting up a company and buying vans or equipment or this sort of stuff. And I know we're biased, but in terms of the potential rewards versus what you need to put in at the start, that risk to reward ratio, I don't know of a better one.
Yeah. And that's it, ultimately. Like, our education at this time of recording is £75 a month to get access to all of the advanced courses, to get access to about 9 indicators, I think, that we give you. That was
depending on which strategy you want to use, depending if you've got 2 hours in the morning, half an hour at night, or you've got more time during the day. There is something for everyone, isn't there?
Yeah. You can chat to Pete whilst he trades live on YouTube.
Also free.
Yeah. And you can, we do a weekly call, don't we, once a week. If you've got any questions, you need any help with anything. Currently, we do include one-to-one sessions for people. So, we do spend a lot of time helping people. And you think £75 these days, if you break that down weekly, my maths isn't brilliant, but I would...
Which just goes to prove...
Yes, you don't need to be good at maths.
Luckily...
I don't know, I'm going to guess about £16, £17 a week. Yeah.
So, maybe. Let's say yes.
Don't judge me, but it's around about that. And it just... How serious are you about trying to learn a new skill? And, if you want to go learn, be a plumber or electrician or whatever, I'm sure there's a course out there that's probably more than that per month. But you're still going to go through the same things of learning that skill, doing some exams maybe. And that's no different to doing a demo account, doing a demo challenge to become a funded trader. It's the same kind of process, but if this is something for you, then it's worth taking seriously, and that's why we've put everything in place that we've built over the years from our experience. And like I said, it's hopefully, and it's not breaking the bank for people to try it. And if it is breaking the bank, then unfortunately, it's not something that's going to be for you, because we don't want to put anybody in a position where it's going to, put them in a point of being uncomfortable financially.
Exactly. We're very far from the hard sell, and it goes back to, it's very easy to have a victim mentality. And, we can all bitch and moan about the government and taxes and the cost of food and your lot in life and all this sort of stuff. But, a shout out to one of our members, Karen who got me to listen to an Audible book called Bending Reality, which was fantastic.
Okay.
And it talks about living in either contraction or expansion.
Okay.
And a load of great tips in there about how you can be, on a very, very basic level. I'm dumbing this down. It's a lot cleverer than I am, this book, but just the gratitude about what you've already got, and how you can then step into a mindset of expansion, rather than just sort of going back into your shell and contraction. And listen to the book; it explains it significantly better than I'm doing now. It's like 6 hours long, but it's very, very good.
You
But
did
again,
well to summarize it.
yeah, you can. But again, it's that positive association that we have within Relentless. Touch wood, we don't have anyone toxic in the group, because we wouldn't allow it. We're in that fortunate position where we don't have that. But that positive association with other people who are helping each other out in different aspects of, yes, we know all about the trading and the indicators, but other people are adding in other pieces around, mindset, for example, and the list goes on, really. But it's all in place now, particularly with the Dean and the updates that we've had on that. And then when people are either managing their own accounts or using a prop.
Yep. Do you know any good props?
There's a few which I am funded with and have been funded with. I wonder if there's room in the markets for another one.
I wonder.
They'd need to have been around for a while. And I guess you would need to trust them. So visibility for me,
it's a big one, isn't it?
Would be would be useful. So let's put our heads together on that and see if potentially in the next couple of weeks we could think of something. If anyone's got any ideas, please feel free to reach out to us on the usual channels, which are all linked on the website relentlesshub.com. But,
we will see who made it this far.
We will see who made it this far on the podcast. 22 minutes in.
Yeah, if nobody says anything in the group,
we'll know.
No, you don't listen this long. But yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Right, I think this is a good length.
Yeah, we ranted a bit, didn't we?
Yes.
We're good at that.
We are good at ranting. Ranting is good. It's good for the soul.
It is, but we wanted to just drop in a little bit of a little silent nugget. little nugget.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone will work it out.
I don't know.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I wouldn't.
No. Far too cryptic. Yeah. Very, very. It's like the Times cryptic crossword.
Pete's going to kill us. We should probably run this by him before we release it. He's probably told everybody anyway.
I'd have thought so. We will see.
Let's see.
See how it goes. Right. Our first ever YouTube podcast.
Yes.
Other platforms are available.
Yeah.
But catch you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later. Bye.